With my significant other, my beautiful bride, about getting the game. I don't think I'm gonna be getting the game anytime soon, Garrison. I got 2 kids. I don't know if I can justify the time. It's not even the money. It's the time that I would spend. The gameplay came out today. It looks incredible.
Oh my god! Just to harken back to that conversation from earlier, nothing is stopping me from getting in that game. Nothing.
All right, welcome back to episode 70 of the Scarlet and Blue Show, and we're recording this on July 11th. But Garrison brought up today the excellent point that we're essentially it's the Scarlet and Blue Show's birthday.
Yes, it is. It's our anniversary, Bryce.
It is our anniversary. Oh, it is. We've been doing this for almost officially a year now. We started off this, as you put it nicely in the tweet, but you said that it was 17 years worth of arguing about sports, and now we put ourselves in front of a camera and we recorded it and we're sharing it, and it's been a ton of fun.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I knew we were getting close to a year because I think you brought up last episode about how we're like it's almost been that, and I saw the notification on X, and I'm like, oh wow, it's been a year. And then from the day we started the page and dropped our first video on the 14th of last year this month, and dude, I enjoy it. I'm really happy to be doing this with you. Couldn't imagine doing it with anyone else, man. I mean, Lawson might kill me for saying that, but
sorry, Lawson.
But no, man, this is really awesome. And like on my through Scarlet and the Blue Show page on X, and also through my own account, I shout out a few guys that just me personally, they helped me when I was first in the spaces before we even started the show, Bryce. And guys like Chris Drew, Mike, Chuck, Phil, and others, man. I just want to tell you guys on here, even though I already did on X, I appreciate you guys. I really do. Those are guys that I've texted, called, and they help the following through my own personally, but then that also goes towards the show. And no, I'm really grateful. I'll put it that way, Bryce. I'm really grateful. This is fun. This is really fun.
Yeah, it is, man. It's there's a lot of people think we won't spend too much time on this because it's only been a year, and we still don't have a huge contract.
Did you tell? Is that what you told your wife on your first anniversary? Oh, baby, it's okay. It's not that important. It's only been a year.
Yeah, I said let's get to 5. Let's get to a milestone. Yeah. No, I did not say that. But there are a lot of people that supported and helped, and a lot to be grateful for and thankful for. So shout out to everybody. Yep. Garrison's great at running with that community and getting a pulse on things and getting feedback and getting ideas, and so yeah, it's a pretty fun circle. It's a new world for me, man. I can tell you, I'm still not used to it. I'll never be used to it. I'm not built for Twitter like you guys are.
You call us Twitter sickos? Is that the term you have?
Yeah. You guys are actually sickos. I ain't built for it.
Oh man. Well, but to celebrate, I do have a shot here of Stock the Bar vodka. Please, if you have a chance, go try it. It's really good. While we're here, Bryce, congratulations to us.
Indeed. Hey, thanks for telling me you're going to do that. I could have done that with you, but good pregame prep, Garrison.
I'm sorry.
It's upstairs.
Okay.
Shout out Stock the Bar, delicious vodka. Smooth. It's smooth taste with a purpose, and what that means is that that those guys over there donate a portion of every bottle sold to the Boys and Girls Club. So there's a purpose when you purchase that drink. And again, it's really good vodka. So go get some. Go to stockthebar.com. You can figure out all the locations and where it's at.
And only for 21 and up, and please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly. Yes, please. Don't be like the Georgia players.
We can probably get to that in a little bit.
All right, well, let's go. Let's dive right in here. So I had a conversation with my significant other, my beautiful bride, about getting the game, getting NCAA football, or what's it called now? It's
College football 25.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, college football
I,
25.
I don't think you would be so happy if those call it NCAA football since you
No,
have a
no.
vendetta. You have a vendetta against them.
Well, they're out to get us. Well, they're out to get Harbaugh. Harbaugh's gone, so my vendetta is starting to fade a bit. But yes, I would hate that because NCAA won't be here in 5 years. So the I don't think I'm gonna be getting the game anytime soon, Garrison. I got 2 kids. I don't know if I can justify the time. It's not even the money. It's the time that I would spend. The gameplay came out today. It looks incredible.
Oh my god!
I guess it didn't come out today, but it's come out over the
Yeah.
past couple of days. It's fantastic, and it's been taking the college football world by storm. I think they've done a
Yes.
great job. I mean, we talked about this before. Where we made our little bet of who's going to be on the cover, but I do know somebody who
But you
works
cheated.
there.
You cheated. Yes. Okay.
I'm still
Thank you
waiting for payment, by
acknowledging.
the way.
That's so true. What is it? 25?
$25.
Okay.
But they've done an amazing
keep
job
talking.
getting people involved, getting former players, getting big personalities, getting large brands involved, and creating a ton of hype for this being only days away now. Everyone's super excited and fired up about it. And so you get all the ratings and the rankings and all that fun stuff is coming out. And we figure we would dive into the top 100 players in the game. And there's 6 Buckeyes in it?
I believe so, yes.
And I think there is 4, 5 Wolverines in the top 100 as well. We can blitz through those. So Will Johnson's number 1 overall. What do you think about that?
He's not number 1 overall. He's tied for first.
With
there's 3 or 4 other 96s.
Oh, I think you're making a statement. Yeah, Will Campbell and Ollie Gordon.
Yes.
Are all tied in 96.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. What do you think about Will Johnson being tied for first?
I think Will Johnson is a generational player. I think Will Johnson is the best corner in college football.
Wow, I have not heard you say that. That's not me patronizing you.
No, but
Garrison sent me $25. What an honorable man! Just now.
And what's it for?
I know it's a text. I gotta.
The note says for cheating,
for cheating.
which as a Wolverine fan you are very used to. No, I mean, dude, listen, man. What else can you say about Will Johnson? I mean, I'll guess he did give up 4 catches and 83 yards to Marvin Harrison Jr. But I mean, those are 2 elite guys going after. He did get his on Marvin Harrison also. But I mean, outside of that, dude, he's impeccable. He's gonna be a top 10 pick. He's gonna be the first cornerback taken in the NFL draft. His athletic ability, his size, his length, his just the way he plays the game. He's one of those. He's him. He's him.
Could have said it better. Could not have said it better. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, finish up.
I was gonna say, I also think, like, if I just think about, I pay attention to a lot of college football and a lot of college football teams. If I'm thinking about who is the best of their position, and do I think you are better at your position than this guy is? I mean, if you talk safety, I mean, Malachi Starks and Caleb Downs are pretty equal right now. But if you're talking about just corner, I don't know if there's another guy that's as good at his position than Will Johnson is. So, yeah.
Well, there's some good corners, man. There's some good corners. Benjamin Morrison, Denzel Burke. I'll give you him.
We got 4 of them.
So. But yeah, no, I think it's high praise, man. High praise. So then you said Caleb Downs is in the. I guess he's technically number 2 because he's 95.
He's a 95.
There's a handful of guys. Oh, so is Quinshawn.
Let me think. So, Quinshawn Judkins is a 95.
Who's a better running back, him or Henderson?
Treyveon. And the only reason I'm gonna say Treyveon is because last year, like, he developed from his freshman sophomore year. He wasn't much of a guy that you can just give the ball to and say, "Yo, get those 3 yards, get those 4 yards." Last year, he did a better job at running between the tackles. So based off that and knowing that he at running back, he is the biggest home run threat in college football. At running back, there's not a bigger home run threat than him. So yeah,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say this about Judkins. I posted this yesterday. I said something about this yesterday on X, and I said, I you know, Quinshon Judkins' offensive lines at Ole Miss were not as good as Ohio State's, and as much as everybody wants to trash Ohio State's offensive line, Quinshon Judkins is gonna play better than he did at Ole Miss. He's gonna average more yards per carry than he did at Ole Miss.
It's a good take.
Also because while he was there, there wasn't who's the quarterback? Like I talk about him all the time.
At Ole Miss.
Yes, from California.
Cali kid. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. What is his
but
name?
it's a cool name actually too.
Yeah.
But as much as I like him, he's never had to carry that team. Quinshon Judkins carried that team
Jackson Dart.
for 2 years, huh?
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart, yeah, that's a dope name.
It's
But
funny.
and they didn't have the wide receivers to take the load off him. Everyone knew that Quinshon Judkins was getting the ball. That's not the case at Ohio State now. So no, I think he's gonna. I think Treyveon is right now, but we'll see what this year looks like.
Okay. Yeah. I said it all along, man. When that cover of the game came out and Judkins was on there and Henderson wasn't, I just always thought that was weird.
Yeah,
Treyveon's been the starter all 3 years, been the go-to back.
Quinshon Judkins is the first SEC running back in history to lead the SEC in rushing 2 years straight. That's a crazy stat.
Is that a true stat?
That's a Bryce. That is a real stat. He's the first SEC running back to lead the conference consecutive years.
Okay, if someone fact check that. If that is true, assuming that is true, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, moments of happiness or times of great loss. First homes, new babies, property loss, even heartache. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Good but now let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about some of the problems in this.
All right, yeah, here we go. This is what I'm ready for. Let's go.
Why is Travis Hunter? Well, I'm sorry. When did Travis Hunter become a better? All right. When did Travis Hunter? I'm a Buckeye, so forget it. When did he become a better wide receiver than Emeka Egbuka? Like, someone tell me. Like, Bryce, do you? Emeka was injured a lot last year, missed a lot of games. Did you know that he's under? I think he's just over 1,000 yards away from being the all-time leading receiver in Ohio State history. Even with last year.
Okay, interesting. Didn't know that.
Dude, I don't. I need to know what Travis Hunter did last year and how many games did he play. He played about 5 minutes of college football last year, and you in D1, and you want to tell me he's a better wide receiver than Emeka Egbuka? I couldn't tell you why that's a thing.
I don't get it. Like Luther Burden is a stud. I don't. Why is he above?
What? Oh. And Luther Burden coming to this year is the best receiver in college football. Coming into this year,
I would argue 100%.
I would have said it's either him or Emeka. So what did he do last year? What did he do? Unless you're telling me that maybe some guys you paid a little bit extra to put them on the game. Maybe you did that college football 25. But I just that confused me. I couldn't. I even tried to rationalize it. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's tough. It doesn't. Yeah. I guess the receiving class this year isn't like it's been in past years.
No,
maybe
it's not. Not especially compared to last year.
No, last year's was crazy, and a couple years prior.
But just some other notable. No, no.
Yeah, what else you got?
Going. I mean, just some notable things. Also, Colson Loveland's the first tight end overall. Was at 92. Jack Sawyer overall 92 also.
Okay, speaking of Jack Sawyer,
mm-hmm.
his counterpart's not on this list. Are you upset with that?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There are not a no. Bryce, do you believe there are 100 college football players better than JT Tuimoloau? In your heart of hearts,
I wouldn't be hard pressed to agree with that. Like I think there could be. You got to see him produce, man.
No,
that's not against Penn State in Happy Valley. Like I gotta see it.
I know, but this is my problem with that conversation. The stats don't look like what we would all love them to be. By the way, everybody, go look at Jack Sawyer's. They're not what you. JT was the number 2 defensive lineman in that class. Jack Sawyer was number 3. So I'm not going to sit here and let Jack Sawyer off the leash and then slander JT. Now, though I believe Jack Sawyer had Jack Sawyer had a better year than JT. JT didn't have a bad year. He had one of the best rush defenses scores on ratings on PFF. Take it with a grain of salt. Same thing in the he got one of the top quarterback pressures in the rating in college football per PFF, but he wasn't getting sacks. And that's the reason why. And if I'm telling you right now, there is not a defensive end in college football, and people are gonna kill me for this, but I don't care. No one has a higher ceiling than him at that position. I don't believe that at all. I think his ceiling is insane. And probably be a situation for JT, probably the same as Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary he did not play to the expectation that we all thought he had at Michigan. He gets to the NFL. And what does he do? Ball out. So contract. Exactly. So dude. You can't convince me there are 100 football players in college football better than Mr. Tuimoloau. I just
stand by it. I like it. I disagree, but I respect it. You guys stick with him. Upside's there. Upside's there.
One second, Bryce. I just want to see. I'm looking at some of the names right now in from 90 to 100. I'm telling you right now, the running back at Liberty is not a better football player than JT Tuimoloau. What are we? Who?
Dude, there's a guard here. Hold on. There is. Where'd he go?
I have another.
Jackson State has a left guard on this list. 92 overall. Maybe he's good, but what are we doing putting a guard from Jackson State on this list?
And I have more beef.
Clay Webb.
Where is he? Where is his bum?
No disrespect to Clay Webb. I know you.
Diamond Edwards at 49 and at 91 overall. But forget the overall. He's ranked at 49. At number 96 is Kyle Monangai. Bryce Robert Sack.
No, don't make me say it. I'm not going to agree.
No. I don't know. I don't care if you agree with me or I don't care if you want me to say it or not. I want you to tell the truth. Just listen.
Diamond Edwards.
Tell me why he's better than Kyle Monangai.
Big play capability.
Where was that last year?
I don't know. The 2 touchdowns against Washington.
How many football games did he play last year?
Dude, he was behind one of the best backs in Michigan football history.
Wait. Stop. Pause. I love when you see. This is why I love when Michigan fans say that, because now I get to just smack you over the head. Was he not behind him the year before? It almost reached 1,000 yards.
Blake Corum got hurt.
Wait.
Diamond Edwards was able to play. Start 3 games afterwards. He went off against you guys. Went off against Purdue in the Big Ten championship. And he had big games against Penn State. He had big games against Penn State the last 2 years.
Actually, go look at the stats. He didn't have a big game against Penn State last year or this past season.
Okay.
That's why we have averages. That's why we have yards per carry. So again, I'm going to ask this.
I like Kyle Monangai. Don't make me say anything bad about him. But give me Donnie.
Stop. What was Kyle Monangai not first team All Big Ten last year?
Was he?
Yes.
And he deserved it. He's the best player on that team.
Then
he's also the featured back.
I don't care. It's not about being. It's not about being the best player on Rutgers. Last year,
If you're gonna pull out stats, then that matters.
Dude, he had less than 500 yards last year. What?
Let's see when
every time someone hit him, he fell. He played like a 5'9", 120-pound running back. He couldn't read with his eyes. He couldn't see any holes.
I watched the Washington game the other night. He saw some holes.
Bryce, there were broken plays. They were literally broken plays.
He saw the holes.
Bryce, it's a broken play.
They were there.
It's a broken play, Bryce. Oh, okay.
Does it get credit for broken plays and making something out of nothing?
If you wait, let's say you take 10 tests.
Is that a Taylor Swift poster behind you?
No, I don't know what that is for my girl. Oh no, it's Uptown Girls. This is my girl's room, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's Uptown Girls, yeah. But let's say you took 15 tests, okay, Bryce? You guys played 15 games last year? Yeah.
15-0.
Okay. And on 10 of those 15 tests you took, you scored a D or lower. I'm sorry, are you gonna have a good grade through all those tests? No, you're not.
What if when I took all those tests, I didn't get to have the pencil as much as I needed to fill in all the answers?
That's why we have averages. Your average dipped by 2 yards.
2 yards year over year?
From the year from the first year that him and Corum were together to last year, his yards per carry
when Corum went down, yes.
No, Bryce, he had all season. He was effective all season in 2021 and 2022. He was effective all season. In 2023, that's not the case. You cannot tell me that a guy who didn't run for 500 yards last year is a better running back than a first-team All-Big Ten running back.
A first-team All-Big Ten running back who is the featured player on their offense, who's going to get the majority of the carries, who's going to get the game plan designed around him. Again, no disrespect to Kyle, but let's watch and see Donnie, RB1, being the featured back this year.
You know, but all right, this is my problem with it. Now let's talk football. My problem with you saying that is that if I take down skill for skill as a running back, I know the running back position, Bryce. I know it. If I go skill for skill, he's not better than my non-guy. He doesn't have better vision than him. He's faster than him, so he has faster. He doesn't break tackles better than him, doesn't stiff arm better than him, doesn't have as better balance than him, doesn't cut better than him. He doesn't have better balance than him, Bryce. If he had better balance, he wouldn't fall every time someone broke wind on him.
You just I don't understand why you hate this. I guess
I don't pause. Don't say it. I don't hate him. Well, my thing is this. I don't like when we have these conversations and we say, oh, but he was in this situation. Okay, fine. You want to talk about the position? You want to talk about who's a better running back? Tell me what Donovan Edwards does better than Kyle Monangai now.
I think you just listed some of them.
No, faster. I said faster. And what else?
I think his balance is great.
You can't have great balance, Bryce. If every time someone touches you, you fall. You do not have better balance. You don't have great balance.
That's just like a statement. I can't really argue it. Every time he gets touched, he falls. What are we talking about?
Bryce, I've had these conversations with our friend Lawson Luckett, and he will tell you personally, when Dom Edwards got hit last year, he fell. That's why we have things called breaking tackles. You break tackles usually because you have great balance. If you can't break tackles, you don't have great balance, and you don't have good balance, you're not going to break tackles. I'm telling you, Bryce, he's not a better running back than Kyle Monangai. He's just not.
I really like Kyle Monangai. So this
if he was at Michigan, he'd be the starter.
I would love him.
He would be the starter. He would be the starter, bar none. He's a better running back than him, Bryce. The
sample size is just greater, man. The sample size is greater.
Do you think Quinshon Judkins is better than Donovan Edwards?
I mean, you just told me he led the SEC in rushing the last 2 years, so I would probably lean his way. Yeah.
Okay. Forget stats. When you watch,
you can forget stats.
No, Rex. We're talking about skill for skill. When you watch Quinshon Judkins last year and you watch Donovan Edwards last year, is Donovan Edwards in his league?
I would say he could be, but not right now. No, he's got a lot to prove this year. He's got a lot to prove this year.
Like, bro, when you have 10 games under 4 yards per carry, what are we talking about? Like honestly, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Blake the Great got the majority of those big
He
time
also did.
snaps.
He also did the year before, and he still had a higher average. Like,
yeah, but if Blake doesn't go down against
his
Illinois,
average was high. Right, stop. His average was high before Blake Corum ever went down.
Yeah, but how many yards did he have against you guys? That had to absolutely jump that average. When he went to Columbus and tore it up.
I mean, it depends. I don't know, because before that first big run, he was averaging 2.1 yards per carry. So I don't know if 2 runs boosted.
Yeah, you guys sold out on the run that game.
Yeah, but I don't know if 2 runs boost over 100 other carries that he had before that game. 100 plus carries he had before that game.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen. So that's why, like, that it's easier to bring your grade down than it is to rise it up. So that's why I'm saying I don't think that's going to happen. So based off that, if you're telling me a running back last year had 10 games where he was under 4 yards per carry, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
and he's behind a top 3 offensive line in the country.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, Donnie's got a lot to prove this year. Oh. He has to. But I like Kyle. Dude, I like Kyle Monangai a lot. He's probably my favorite non-Michigan running back. So you're making this argument difficult for me.
This is like
pick somebody.
No, let me ask you a question. 2 years ago, last year, Blake Corum was the first team. He was first team All Big Ten at running back. If I told you Treyveon Henderson was a better running back coming into last year than he was, you would have slapped me stupid. That's how I feel about this conversation.
Well, okay, here's one. Nick Singleton, Penn State's running back, is ahead of Monangai.
Shouldn't be.
Okay, so that I would agree with. Again, I think the argument really here is that Monangai is criminally underrated.
I think Nick Singleton is better than I think both the Penn State running backs are better than Domin Edwards right now. I think
both mad he's on the cover.
No, I'm really not.
You're a little mad.
No. What I'm mad about, I'm not mad about someone being on the cover. What I'm mad about is you, not you, but not you personally, but what I'm mad about is that a guy who had 10 games under 4 yards per, dude, that's what you get in the NFL coming out. Like, if you average like 6 yards per carry in college football, they expect you to at least get 4 in the NFL. You got less than 4 in 10 games last year. That's trash. And it's not like you played a hard schedule. If Treyveon Henderson did that, come on, bro.
Treyveon Henderson can't stay healthy enough to do it.
He did last year. Actually, no, I think Treyveon's highest is like, Treyveon's going over 6 yards per carry in 2 of his 3 years. Don't put Domin Edwards in this conversation with him. You can't put him in this conversation.
We'll see.
Like, do you think Michigan? Wait, no.
All right, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did Michigan have a better O-line than Ohio State last year?
Yes.
Didn't matter, did it? Treyveon still averaged more yards per carry.
Yeah. Well, Treyveon was feature back.
And our backup did.
Who? Trainum
had more yards per carry than him. So where's your excuse for that then? Where's your excuse for that then?
I'll look at that. I don't know. I gotta see if that's a real stat.
All right, go check it out.
All right. So speaking of
that fires me up.
You're all hot and bothered here.
Yeah, because as you know, I love running back.
I know you do. So you do. You should love Domin Edwards. Michigan.
I love who he is as a person. But last year, I'm from the west side of the state. I don't care.
Hey, tell me you're okay. Picks my words wisely here. Your vanilla bread coach had
that's still racist,
the classic interview. I don't think it's racist if I say it. Is it? I don't know the rules anymore on all this, but I think it's fine if I say it. I think if you say it, maybe, or is that even? I don't know. Someone else.
Don't do it, Bryce.
He was on with Joel Klatt. What were your takeaways from that interview?
Couple things. I go back. I've said on this show before that story about Quinshawn Judkins and Treyveon Henderson and how that whole thing went down. And I hear from a lot of people like, "Oh, Ohio State doesn't have a brotherhood. They're just all there for money. They're just all there for themselves. Those kids don't care about each other." Bull crap.
True.
The fact that Ryan Day will go out of his way to because he doesn't have to ask Treyveon Henderson to bring in another running back. He's the head coach. You know, he did that, and I thought that was really cool. And also, great quote. I forgot who they got it from, but Ryan Day said, "When you move up, I think he said when you move up, you have to give up." And you know, just talk about how being a head coach and having to give away the play calling, which we talked about on here before, and you question if he's actually going to do it. Sounds like he is. And
I thought he was. I was confused by that. I thought he was going to do that last year.
No, that was in conjunction. They were like working together.
Okay.
And so, I thought that quote was really cool. And, it was, I don't know, I like candid conversations like that. I thought everything he said was honest. Everyone likes to harp on that when he says that, we're a few plays here, one play there. Even Joel Klatt pointed out the plays that he's talking about. Like I told you, it's not every play, it's not every game, but he's talking about, even after we lost to Michigan in 2022, we were literally a play away from winning the game. And we would have smacked TCU in the mouth. And so, I understand, and so things like that. And
does that still sting?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That kid gets.
That was a national championship. Like you guys would have won in 22, and we would have won in 23, and that sucks, man. And that timed up perfectly with the ball dropping.
But you know what's crazy? I heard this, and it's crazy that if we say we did beat you guys last year, right? We don't get what we have. We don't get what we get this year. We don't get what we get this year. And so,
yeah, but don't you think you could have beat Bama and beat Washington?
Probably so.
I think so.
Listen, but you mean? Yeah, I do think so. I think we're the second best team in the country, the second or third best team in the country last year. But you've called me a spoiled Buckeye fan, which I am. So over the last 3 years, yeah, it sucked. But I'm a patient person. I'm a very patient person. Because I think I've said on here before, man, everything comes back to the mean.
You've never experienced suffering. Don't sit here and tell
yes, I have.
People you're patient.
2011 was suffering. 2016, 17, when we lost to Clemson, we got blanked by Clemson. That was suffering.
No.
Losing to Purdue, suffering. Iowa, suffering. Watching Urban Meyer squander a possible back-to-back, suffering. Like my suffering is first world problems, but
yeah, you don't know real suffering.
Like what? Like losing, not winning the Big Ten for 16 years.
There was a YouTube video that I saw yesterday. I was watching. Mm-hmm. It was the most memorable plays college football history. It was like the most watched plays of college football history. Mm-hmm. You know how many Michigan plays were on there where we weren't on the good side of it? There's 4. There's 4. You have the trouble with the snap.
No,
the Judkins clip.
Say it the right way. Say it the right way.
I refuse. And then you talk about having TCU happen too, and you have App State. That was also on there. And last year healed it all, man. It healed it all.
Oh, was that Wisconsin game on there?
Which one?
Where they just ran it down your throats all game. It was bad.
There was the COVID year that happened. That happened before that too.
Yeah, it was bad.
We've had a few of those. But it's all...
What was your take on the interview?
I thought he was just classic Ryan Day. Just didn't really say anything. I think...
Do coaches usually?
Unless you're Dion. No, not really. I don't think Jim Harbaugh would do an interview like that. I don't think he ever did an interview like that. But I thought it was really funny how, not funny, it was good journalism by Joel Klatt, bringing up Michigan a lot. And as much as I don't like Ryan Day, I respect he just didn't really acknowledge it. And it eats at him. But he
I will acknowledge you. I call myself. I wouldn't acknowledge y'all either. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, I mean,
what's understood doesn't have.
Wait, he doesn't need to.
No, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Look, here, listen to me. Listen to me. What's understood don't got to be talked about.
Which is
that.
Which is what?
That. It's understood. It's understood. It's
the
understood.
Thing that's been keeping him from his goals is that team with the winged helmet.
For 3 years.
3 out of his 4, 5 years?
Yeah. You guys act like he's never beat you before. Like I think that's an hilarious thing. You guys act like he's actually never done.
It's been a long time, dude. You know where we were at in 2019? What were you doing in 2019? I don't even know what I was doing.
So watching my team drop 56 in your head.
Yeah, well, that's you don't know where you were watching it though. You don't know what was going on in life. That was so long ago. We live in an era where time flies. Information moves at the speed of sound. That is
I was
prehistoric.
I was watching it at my house like I do every year at last week in November. I never watched that game anywhere else. I watched it by myself.
Are we gonna watch it together now that we're in the same city?
Yeah, we can. Just so you know, I'm like your dad. I'm not an enjoyable person during that game.
You're not an enjoyable person anytime. I'm kidding. All right, last thing, because we got a couple minutes here. This is a good topic. I think we should save it. Games that will shape the Big Ten outside of Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon.
I put outside the obvious.
Outside the obvious. All right, let's save that.
And two of mine and my three are both on one schedule. Two of my three are on one schedule. I have a dark horse team in the Big Ten championship.
Rutgers? Who? Plug it. Plug your pick, and we talk about the game that you think is going to be so.
It's the kindest fan base in the country.
Not Northwestern.
Nebraska.
Wow. Okay, that's good. That's hot take. That's good.
I think there's a chance that they can go on that schedule, and if everything goes right, and if Raiola is what I think he is, there's only one loss in that schedule, maybe 2. I think people forget how much talent Nebraska actually has.
Oh, they got to go to Columbus.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be yeah. But
winnable games everywhere else.
Look at the schedule before that. There's a chance they come into that. I'm gonna plug this.
Totally.
There's a chance that Nebraska comes into that game 7-0.
100%.
And could you imagine Nebraska coming into the shoe 7-0 with the chance? There's a chance that Ohio State comes into that game 6-1.
Yeah.
Because
who do you lose to? Oregon?
We play them right before Nebraska.
So if you beat Oregon in Eugene, you're going to come off that high. Got to regroup for the Huskers coming. Oh, that fires me up, man. That gets the juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's table this because it's a good topic. All right. I thought of one other thing, but I don't. It's what it is, man. We're getting closer. What is it, 50 days away?
About 50 days away, yeah, man. It's Oh, and just so you know, just to harken back to that conversation from earlier, nothing is stopping me from getting in that game. Nothing.
This is stopping me from getting to that game. What?
The game college ball 25.
I
told her
I'll come over and play with you.
Listen, I told this special lady in my life, if I don't pick up the phone, you know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Do you have 2 controllers?
Yeah, I do.
What do you have, an Xbox?
No. I'm getting a 5 next week.
Okay, you're a PlayStation guy. I've never played it on. All right, I'm gonna come over. We'll play it then.
Okay.
All right. Go blue.
Wow, who are those weirdos in the background? Oh, that's just a big house. OH.